Sake, or rice wine, is the national beverage of Japan. It is enjoyed at home, in bars and restaurants, and as parts of religious ceremonies. While sake in Japanese refers to all alcoholic beverages, the drink Westerners know as sake is called nihonshu, roughly translated to Japanese liquor. Funnily enough, while sake is often referred to as Japanese rice wine, it is neither wine nor liquor. Sake is actually closer to beer, as during the fermentation process, the grain starch is turned into sugar, which is then brewed to become alcohol. With an ABV of 18 to 20%, higher than wine or beer, sake is a category of its own, with a unique brewing process and over 10,000 variations. The exact origin of sake is unclear, as it predates recorded history. However, the 3rd century Chinese text, the Book of Wei, speaks of the Japanese pastime of drinking and dancing. The Kojiki, Japan's first written history, compiled in the 8th century, tells of a brewing department established within the imperial palace in Nara in the preceding century. By the 10th century, temples and shrines began to brew sake, and for centuries afterwards, temples were the primary producers of sake in Japan. Western Japan, and in particular the city of Kobe and its environs in Hyogo Prefecture, has continually been known for its sake production. During the Edo period, this region led in technological advancement and large-scale production. The Nara area of Kobe, with its close proximity to rivers, necessary to power water wheels used in rice milling, and access to ports for distribution, took the lead. To this day, 1/3 of all sake production is done in Hyogo Prefecture. Sake is derived by combining the seemingly simple ingredients of rice, water, and kojikin, an enzyme that causes fermentation. The rice used for brewing sake, sakamai, is a coarse, large-grain rice that is unpalatable for eating but perfect for sake production because of its rich, starchy center, the shimpaku. Sakamai grains are polished prior to fermentation to strip away their outer layers. The degree of rice polishing will affect the overall flavor of the sake. Higher rice polishing yields a richer, fuller body and an umami flavor, while lower rice polishing results in cleaner, lighter, and fruitier notes. Brewers will often make multiple products with different rice polishing ratios to cater to different flavor profiles and preferences. The mineral composition of water is a key element in the delicate flavor and production of sake. Too much iron or manganese in the water can produce sour flavors and discoloration. Conversely, the right amounts of potassium, magnesium, and phosphoric acid become nutrients for yeast during the fermentation process, enhancing the flavor favorably. The low mineral composition of soft water makes sweeter sake, while the high mineral concentration of hard water results in a drier sake. The 3rd component, kojikin, is an enzyme used to induce fermentation and is part of the creation of other fermented foods, including miso and soy sauce. Sprinkled over steamed rice, the kojikin spores are cultivated, creating a fermentation process that turns the rice starch into glucose. This process is known as saccharification. Among brewed beverages, sake production is unique for its multiple fermentation. First, the conversion of starch into glucose, followed by immediate conversion into alcohol. This process distinguishes sake from other brews like beer. For sake, the fermentation occurs in a single vat, whereas with beer, the starch to glucose conversion and glucose to alcohol conversion occur in separate vats. The kojikin fungus causes the breakdown of starch into glucose, while the conversion of glucose into alcohol is caused by yeast, which is introduced to the rice at the same time as the kojikin. Thus, the conversion of glucose to alcohol is very efficient in sake brewing. The result is a generally higher alcohol content than that found in other types of brewed beverages. This entire 3-step process is known as SANDAN SHIKOMI. Step 1 is the combination of steamed rice, water, and kojikin with a yeast starter. The mash, or moromi, begins the fermentation process. The mixture is left to ferment for a day. In a second step, more rice, water, and kojikin is added to the original mash. Once the new mixture has fermented, a 3rd and final rice, water, and kojikin mixture is added to the moromi. After this 3rd fermentation is complete, the moromi is pressed, pasteurized, and filtered to achieve the correct color and liquid consistency. then bottled and stored in a cold climate for a minimum of 9 to 12 months. The sake brewer, or toji, is a highly respected position in Japanese society, whose craft is historically passed from father to son. To become a contemporary toji, one must be either a veteran brewer worker or have been trained at a university. Each toji takes pride in their brewery's careful crafted flavor profile that has been developed over hundreds of years. The flavors, much like wine, are a direct result of the regional climate, soil, water, and of course the skill of the toji. The toji's skill, coupled with the careful guarding of each brewery's recipes, has led to many varieties of sake. Like wine, it can be dry or sweet, with the scale of sugar to acid level known as the sake meter value, or nihonshudo. A negative number indicates a sweeter, cloudy brew, while a positive number represents a drier, clearer brew. There are three main categories of sake: junmai, ginjo, and daiginjo. Junmai is known for rich, bold flavors and is typically served at warm temperatures. Ginjo, brewed at low temperatures, has aromas of fruits like bananas and apples. Daiginjo is brewed in small quantities with traditional methods, showcasing a high level of craftsmanship to achieve the perfect, delicate balance of flavors. Sake tasting is much like experiencing a wine. The aroma, color, and how it develops on your palate are key to choosing and enjoying your favorite sake. It is a beverage meant to be savored. In Japan, sake is served chilled, at room temperature, or heated, depending on the preference of the drinker, the quality of the sake, and the season. The vessels that are used for decanting and serving are as specific as the ingredients that make sake, fashioned from a variety of materials including stoneware, porcelain, wood, and glass. The preferred and most prized wares are vessels from bizen, shigaraki, iga, imari, and kutani, celebrated for their artistic and aesthetic qualities. Bizen, shigaraki, and iga wares are primarily unglazed pottery, known for their earthen natural colors and simple rustic appearance. The unglazed pottery achieves its distinctive style from kiln effects, and the natural and irregular appearance exemplifies the aesthetic qualities of humble simplicity and beauty, known as wabi, a concept highly valued in tea and sake ceremonies. In contrast, wares from imari and kutani are smooth, polished, glazed porcelain. These wares have a high degree of decorative craftsmanship, which range from hand-painted and drawn flora and fauna to layers and pools of colored glazes. The smooth textures of these ceramic wares offer an aesthetic and tactile contrast to the unglazed stoneware. Shuki, or sake wares, are chosen for their aesthetic appearance, the weight, balance, and feel when held, and the kodai, or foot. The personal preference and selection of shuki enhances and influences the sake drinking experience. Sake is decanted in a small ceramic flask called a tokkuri. The tokkuri, a bulbous vessel with a long, narrow neck, typically holds 360 milliliters of sake. For warm or hot sake, the tokkuri is heated in hot water, naturally bringing the sake temperature to the desired degree without burning off the alcohol content by directly heating the liquid. As an alternative to the tokkuri, sake may be decanted from a katakuchi, which is a wide-mouthed vessel with a spout or lip on one side for pouring. This style is perfect for those sake served at room temperature. Sake is traditionally drunk from small cups. The most common form of these cups is called an ochoko, a form that broadens at the top to allow the fragrance of sake to waft gently upwards. Variations on the ochoko include guinomi, which are generally larger and deeper, and sakazuki, which are shallower and wide. A bajohai, or horse cup, is a stemmed ceramic cup, one thought easier for mounted warriors to hold and drink from. Sake originally came from the brewer in a small cedar box called a masu. First designed to measure rice, it holds exactly 180 milliliters, or 6.1 ounces, the typical serving amount of sake. Though the use of the masu fell out of favor as it was believed to alter the flavor and aroma of the sake, it may still be used for ceremonial occasions in conjunction with the reishu hai, a vessel for drinking cold sake. The reishu hai, typically made of glass, range from the unadorned to colorful, ornate cut glass designed cups known as kiriko. The reishu hai is placed in a masu and filled until it overflows. The overflow of sake is caught in the masu. This practice is a show of generosity. Saucer-like cups called sakazuki are also used, most commonly at weddings or at the beginning of a kaiseki meal. Teijaku, pouring one's own drink, is never done in public. Instead, the practice of shaku, members of a party pouring for each other, is the common practice. A host will always serve the guests first. Conversely, the guest will then fill the host's cup. The order of service moves from the oldest member of the party to the youngest. Likewise, traditionally a wife pours for her husband. The ochoko should be held with both hands, the right hand underneath, cradling the bottom, and the fingers of the left hand resting on the side of the vessel, while slightly lifting the cup towards the pourer as a sign of respect. The tokkuri is always held with two hands, palms facing down. Once everyone has been served, it is customary to toast by raising the cups, gently touching the sides, and saying kanpai. We invite you to enjoy your favorite sake with us. Send us photos of your selected brew along with your favorite tokkuri or guinomi. Kanpai!